Welcome back to more Summoner's War Monster Strategies. Today we are going to be moving on to the Vikings and beginning with the Wind Viking known as Walter. So, Walter is commonly regarded as a weaker Taharis and Orochi, because he does work in the beginning as a DOT user, but eventually he's outclassed, and I'll be talking about that as we go in this video. First of all, let's talk about his stats. I mean, he is a 2-star, natural 2-star, which means that it's actually going to be kind of a bad thing for his stats. Well, let's talk about him. His stats are as follows: 10,380 HP, 450 attack, and 505 defense, and 97 speed. So the HP is actually really good, but the attack stat is really bad, and the defense is actually average. Even though I just said that the stats are going to be pretty bad for a 2-star, actually, these guys are not too bad, because even though the attack stat is terrible, and that's where the developers made him suffer, the attack stat, he technically doesn't need it because he's a DOT user, not really high attack. So it's actually kind of a good thing, a saving grace, that his attack stat is lower, but his defense is actually pretty up there in HP. Well, mostly HP, defense is average. So that's pretty good. But as far as other things go, well, let's talk about the skills. The skills are as follows. The first one is Throwing Axe. Attacks with a flying axe and inflicts continuous damage for 3 turns with a 30% chance. The second one, Crushing Armor. Attacks an enemy and decreases the enemy's defense for 2 turns. The damage increases accordingly to your current HP situation. And the third skill is Firing Axe. Throws 5 axes randomly. Each attack has a 30% chance to inflict continuous damage for 3 turns. They're pretty interesting by just looking at these moves from the outside, but once you get deep down in there, you'll see that they have limited use. Here's why. First of all, the first skill, it's 30% chance. Now, with skill ups, it will actually increase all the way up to 70% chance. 70% chance, although it's a pretty good percentage, it's simply not 100%. It's just not. And it's a really big problem. Because compared to Taharis, who can, critical hit for your 100% initial chance, and then accuracy after, Taharis is just much better. Now, compared to Orochi's, once again, critical hits, for the third skill, will pretty much guarantee the, well, not pretty much guarantee, but, it's 100% initial chance. So, Orochi has a better percentage than this guy. Also, the third skill here throws 5 axes randomly, so basically you can inflict 5 DOTs, but it's only 30% chance. With skill ups, this actually becomes 60% chance for each of the 5 attacks, which means that theoretically it's possible to miss them all, and not due to accuracy versus resistance, but just bad RNG. So, even though it might seem pretty good, he's actually eventually outclassed by both Orochi and Taharis for these reasons. It's just not a very good thing to have all these really good DOT uses, and they are for 3 turns. That is the advantage. They are for 3 turns. But even then, it's just not comparable, because it doesn't matter if you put him with 100% accuracy. It does not matter. If the RNG does not want to give you the, the 60% chance for each, you could possibly inflict very little DOTs. It's unfortunate. Same thing with this one. No, it doesn't matter how much accuracy you have. No matter how much you have, you just can't bypass that bad RNG sometimes. Unlike Orochi and Taharis, which can get 100% initial chances, and then relying on accuracy after that. So that is unfortunate. Now let's actually talk about the Rune Setup. So if you do actually use this guy, and he should only be used early in the game, until even Taharis is technically better, but until you get Orochi, if you do use this guy, you want to probably rune him like this. Well, basically it's like similar to Orochi. Well, except a critical thing, of course, and Taharis, same thing. But it would be either Swift, and then Focus, or you could use Revenge as well, doesn't matter. And then for the slots 2, 4, and 6, you want to use Speed, HP, Accuracy. More speed because he's a DOT user, HP to make him tanky, he does not need attack, and accuracy, of course, to try and land the DOTs as often as possible. That's pretty much it. There really isn't much else to say about this guy, but as far as substats go, I mean, focus on the same things. Same things I can say. Just go ahead and use more speed, more accuracy, more HP. And that's that. So that is Walter in a nutshell. Like I said, he is a pretty good DOT user early in the game, but I mean, even Taharis, so if you get this guy and Taharis, most people would tell you to work on Taharis instead of this guy, because Taharis is actually, he's pretty viable even after mid-game. I've seen some good uses of Taharis, so I would recommend him over this guy, because this guy, again, his his percentages are just not at 100%, unlike Tahar's and Orochi. It's unfortunate. So that is my overall review. Go ahead and leave a comment if you agree or disagree. Thank you for watching, goodbye everybody, and until next time.